Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And that is our intention today, attack and dominate. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. To my left, Bobby Carpenter, Bodie Wells on the other side of the used to be glass. Thank you for tuning in today. Got a big show lined up for you today. Albert Breer joins 620. Can't wait to talk to him. One of our best guests. Top 5 at least. Bobby, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thitoff, just excited about life. One of my favorite things, and probably once I turned like 25, I started doing this. I would clean up, even regardless of what I did the night before. I would clean up like the mess. You know, we'd have people over, we'd start drinking. Before we would go out to the bars, I'm like, hey, let's just get all the stuff picked up because when I come back, I'm not going to want to do it.
Sure.
And in college, like the worst thing I hated, the worst part of like going out and doing that is waking up, you know, battling a hangover at whatever time that was the next day, and then picking up all the empties, trash, food stuff, everything else around. So then at some point in time when I became an adult, I stopped doing that. And before I would leave the house or before we would do anything, you would make every reasonable attempt to clean things up. And so I walked in this morning and saw a nice like tray of barbecue and like a bunch of half-eaten
Looked like
food
fun.
trays. I don't give a crap how much fun it was. Just clean up your stuff when you're done. There's nothing I want to smell less than food that's sat out overnight on an air hockey table. But it's cool, man. People do them. No need to worry about cleaning up after yourself. The last person through just walks on out, leave it for somebody else. Curious what time that'll get picked up today. But, you know, it'll be a beautiful mystery.
Hey, when we're gone, it'll still be there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No one's picking that up.
I mean, we got a bunch of people around here who work their asses off, but also are incredibly lazy. It really, those two things seem to significantly contradict one another, but I don't know.
Charged to winning.
We got college football tonight, baby. Let's go. Let's get juiced.
That is exciting. We do have college football tonight. Been watching some U.S. Open as well, which has been fun. Yeah, getting in a little bit of that. My daughter plays tennis. My wife's a tennis girl. So
did she play tennis?
Courtney, yeah. Her mom used to coach. Both her parents, they were coaches at Portsmouth. So,
okay.
Yeah, Buckeyes. So they'd go down there and coach it up. And that was fun for them. And I've always kind of enjoyed watching tennis, but like with her, I've learned a lot more about it. And I mean, the scoring was always something that really confounded me.
Deuce.
Not even love
Advantage.
And deuce. It's the fact that why does it go 15, 30, 40?
Yeah.
Is that third point worth less than the first two?
Right, exactly. That's what it is, Bob. Makes perfect
and
sense.
then I was like the love and the deuce, the add in, the add out, and everything. You know, I eventually learned about all that and love. Like I will say this: beating someone 40 love does sound bad, like skunking them. You know, when you've got sitting there on them, like instead of giving them the 0, it's
love.
Yeah, which I don't. It's not a hate crime, Michael. I hated it. You know, it's love. Like I don't love that I have 0 points right now.
Yeah,
but boom roasted.
Sweetheart, I 0 you. Bobby, the longtime fan of the program, Brent, had a suggestion for us when we go to the ESPN2 side of things. We're going to replay the show.
It's not the ESPN side 2. It's the Fan 2.
Fan 2, sorry.
No longer ESPN 2.
Fan 2, I'm sorry. You're right. Thank you. He said we should call that the Morning Deuce.
That might be. That's not awful branding.
It's not. The Brent said that to me, and I thought, you know what, that's a pretty good idea.
The shoe fits.
Right. Morning Deuce is what we should call that replay of the show from 1 to 3.
Well, I mean,
on the Fan
I'll get our top guys on it.
I appreciate somebody putting thought into it because I'm not sure that happened in the first place. So
Reds get swept by the Dodgers 5-1. They're off today. Guards over the Rays 4-3. Guardians off today. NCAA football tonight.
Guards got to win.
They got to win. The Reds got to sweep.
They win tomorrow night.
There we go.
First time all year.
It's called a winning streak. It has happened before.
Tonight, college
You've seen
football.
that one.
Of course I have.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I see all the classics.
Of course
I didn't know if it was just
guys,
a clip.
listen,
You saw the clips?
No, I saw the thing. I finally watched it last night.
I'll send some links.
Do you want to guess what I watched last night?
I don't know.
Catholics vs. Convicts. I watched for the nighttime. It was great to watch. I love doing it. By the way, because college football starts today, Bob.
I had someone that I recommended first of all, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, the gambler and his Cowboys. I talked to my dad about it. I asked if he goes, oh, yeah, I watched it. He goes, I sat down at about 11, and then I got up at 7. And I'm like, so you just watched 8 episodes straight through?
That's my fear, Bob. Is why I can't do it.
Then I told someone else about it. I was talking to him over at Ohio State and at practice yesterday, and I was pitching it to Lachey.
Right.
And his son-in-law, Pat Elfline, they were back up over at practice. And
Pat Elfline.
yeah.
Okay.
You know who Pat is? Played center.
Yep, I got it.
No, no, Remington.
No, listen. This is what I was thinking about. Listen, the first thing I thought about, who's the guy who played for Notre Dame? Pat. It was in the documentary. He scored a big touchdown against Miami.
Elias?
Something like that. Yes. What's that? So it just took me a second.
I wasn't alive, Tito. I don't remember that.
You've seen the documentary.
Anyway,
I have, but
okay.
I was pitching it to one of my friends over there, and he goes, "Man, I put that thing on." He's like, "Oh, my wife was going to watch America's Got Talent." I thought, Cowboys Got Talent. Rather watch that one. So I went down in the basement. He goes, next thing I know, it's 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I've watched 4 episodes, and I want to watch a 5th. So I was like, I get it. He goes, that thing is great. I go, your wife probably would have liked it. I go, it's more a soap opera than it is a sports documentary by any stretch. So people have loved it. So there we go.
By the way, college football tonight. It's gonna be. We got a lot of games going on. The key ones though. Boise State plays UCF at 5:30. OU at Rutgers at 6. Lafayette visits Eddie George and BG at 6 o'clock. Buffalo, Minnesota at 8 o'clock. Nebraska at Cincinnati. That's 8 o'clock. Wait, it's Nebraska versus, right? They're playing in Kansas City.
That's correct.
Yeah, Arrowhead Stadium. So
that's tonight.
Yeah,
that's great. I'm excited. That's right. It's a 9 o'clock game though.
Yeah,
no, 9 o'clock. And also
9 o'clock.
Miami, Wisconsin, both 9 o'clock. That'll be another one. Fickle with his first game of the year. That's also 9 o'clock tonight.
Who's playing?
Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio, Wisconsin. Yeah. Yes, I forgot those 2 games. I'm excited.
Yeah.
The Boise game. Like, there's 3 good games on that I want to see.
Absolutely, yeah. The Boise game at 5:30 is interesting. I love that because now Artie can watch part of that versus put in bed like at 8 o'clock.
Me too.
Yeah, you too as well. That's correct. And maybe me also. Maybe me as well. But let's do now the Bobby making a smarter segment.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Oh, Bobby, make us more intelligenter.
Well, I'll do my best.
Thank you.
But it's a heavy pull some days.
Yep.
You know, this date, Thursday, August 28th, the 240th day of the year, $1.25, $1.25 remaining, racking and stacking. This day, 1862, the Second Battle of Bull Run, also known as Manassas, begins, ending in a Union loss, turned away 3 times there. You know, it's ironic, the capitals, Richmond and D.C., are like less than 100 miles apart.
Right.
And so there was a lot of action there, thinking like we could just sack the Capitol, it would be over, and neither could get it done there at the beginning. This day, 1867, U.S. takes control of the Midway Atoll, right there in the middle of the Pacific, needing that a little bit later for World War II. It was uninhabited, unoccupied at the time. This date, 1898, a little beverage news. Caleb Bradham's beverage called Brad's Drink.
Okay.
Not Purple Drank that off. I know you
Brad's
might.
Drank?
Not Brad's Drink. Brad's Drink with an I.
Okay.
Is renamed Pepsi Cola.
Ooh.
There we go.
You don't remember the Cola Wars, do you?
Oh, back in the 80s? Actually, we did. I don't.
Yeah.
But, we studied a case on it when I was in grad school about, there's a lot that went into it because I superficially kind of knew how it worked, but why they did it, why they targeted certain areas, how all of that worked, the marketing behind it, the operations, all of the different things. It was a pretty interesting setup and why it's never really happened again in that manner because of how incredibly financially punitive it was.
And Coke had their new Coke that came out in the mid-'80s.
Well, yeah, we talked to Shark about the new Coke all the time.
Well, they delivered, everyone got in the mail. You would get a can of the new Coke.
Is that kind of like the YouTube album that they pushed onto everybody's iTunes?
So listen,
you didn't even want it. We're going to tell you what you want.
This was like middle of the summer. They did this, and so when it happened, me and buddies went and took them off people's porches. We went and stole them.
Nice. Porch pirates?
Yeah, that's what we were. Well, look, we're hoping.
My dad said you have 2 jobs.
Ring doorbells didn't exist back
then.
No, we used to go around all the time. We'd take, I bet we.
I'm glad you're proud of this.
I'm not sure. Listen,
so
Bob,
before it was popularized, I feel like about 15, 10 years ago, 20 probably even now, You were one of the original Porch Bandits.
Look,
Congratulations, Thitoff.
sometimes I start to say something and realize it's wrong. But
You
I'm not
realize
sure
that you're a bad human?
If
you're stealing
a
people-
bad human?
Yes.
No, I was an adolescent is what I was. A bad adolescent. I'm not a bad human.
Did you go beyond stealing the new Coke? Because a lot of people probably didn't even want it.
Right.
It's a way to justify it.
That's like stealing trash.
I don't know if it's
Like
quite the
stealing
same.
bread to feed your family. It's like,
Kind of like that.
Yeah, Thitoff looks hey, you know what? Good job, pre-diabetic. All that new Coke really paid off.
I'm not saying it was a great move, Bob. I'm just telling you that's what happened. A bunch of kids home for the summer.
Did you steal other things?
No, I didn't take any government checks. No, I didn't take any checks out of
Government
people.
checks.
I didn't take any of that kind of stuff. I didn't take any
nobody,
stimulus checks.
I guess nobody was getting things like delivered readily like they are now.
No.
Packages were a lot rare. Stimulus checks.
Go do
So if that was a thing back in the 80s.
85?
Oh, gosh.
84?
1961, Mr. Postman is released by the Marvelettes. It went number one about a year later. This date, 1977, Nolan Ryan strikes out 300 batters for the fifth consecutive year. How about that? And then in 1986, one of the most iconic singers you're going to find. Unbelievable. Miss Tina Turner receives her star on the Walk of Fame. What's love got to do with it?
That's a great
Who
question.
needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
Yes.
Who needs a new Coke when that Coke can be stolen? I think that was actually the second line. The song came out right around that time.
It did,
Yeah,
Bob.
so-
It did. 84 came out, I believe.
Yeah,
it
and
was.
then
Yeah.
you were stealing the new Cokes off the
Borrowing.
porches. Borrowing. And then,
Benton did it, not me. I was just over.
way to throw, hey, he's the guy you want to get in business in right there, Bodie.
Benton and
Hey,
Heath.
right under the bus.
I think it was Benton and
Right
Heath.
under the bus.
I don't think I actually
You're
stole
an
anything.
accomplice.
It was all them.
I don't think I stole
They
anything,
forced
Bobby.
me to do it.
Yes.
And then this date, 1987. Oh, it's unfortunate you couldn't find this. Mike Schmidt passes Ted Williams and William McCovey with 522 home runs on the all-time home run list.
OU grad.
OU grad. It's the reason their baseball team still exists. Like, you can't, when you have a Hall of Famer
Yeah.
there, and they were like, everybody's looking to cut stuff. And Bowling Green just had a really good baseball program. I think is Oral Hershiser from there? Or?
Ooh, good question, Bob. I'm going to look that up while you're doing.
There's someone that, maybe not him, but there's someone who's a pretty big time player from the 80s who helped save their program as well. And then in this day, 2005, summer has come to pass. The innocence will never last. Wake me up when September ends. The Boulevard of Broken Dreams wins 7 awards at the MTV Music Awards in 2005. So they came to the shot, Bodie. I went and saw them in 2005. At 5, I think. Maybe it was in 6. No, I think it was in 5 because I think that came out earlier. But yeah, I went and saw them there.
nice.
Yeah, it was. I think my neighbor, one of our neighbors had a suite, and I think we went there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
Our senior high school song, or whatever you want to call it, was Green Day's song. I think it was.
Time of your life. Good
Yes.
riddance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was after everybody had voted for a Drake song, and then a teacher heard it. And,
So no dice.
said, "We're
I was
not
gonna
doing
say
that."
that's an old.
And so she picked
By that
the song,
time,
so.
that song would have been over a decade, probably a decade old by then.
You nailed it.
What?
Hershiser.
It was the Bulldog?
Yeah, I didn't think it was true.
They don't call me Baseball Bob for nothing, Thitoff.
That's right. There was
Shark
things going
left.
against
Someone
you.
had to drop in
You're
this.
right. That's very
Someone had
fair.
to drop in
Yes.
that baseball knowledge.
Yes, I'm sorry.
When it comes to Ohio Mac
Yes.
baseball teams, you got pretty good knowledge right
famous
there.
alumni from Bowling Green baseball. You're the guy to go to.
Hey, listen,
Right in your wheelhouse. Podcast.
ready to go.
Yep.
Should do that. Bodie, you want to do a baseball podcast?
Heck yeah,
Why don't you
man.
guys do it?
Turning 82 today. More baseball. I'm hoping you found the cut that I was looking for. Reds manager, World Series winner, Sweet Lou Piniella, turning 82.
Cincinnati, where the bright promise of a pennant was now giving way to the gloom of just playing out the string. Today, it is described as an example of a failure to communicate. But last night, after the Reds beat the Braves, the manager tried to beat up his star relief pitcher. Rob Dibble's velocity is legendary. So is his temper. Suspended by the league 5 times in less than 4 seasons. Lou Piniella can run hot too. And he can win. But Thursday night, with his Reds all but eliminated, Piniella was told that his reliever had refuted his skipper's account of Dibble's arm stiffness.
Hey, break it up! Come on, goddammit! Don't ever do that to me! Come on, Ted! Come on, Ted! Goddammit! Come on, Ted! Fucking man, you son of a...
No,
Why did we
man.
treat like a man all year? You don't want to be treated like a man.
Talk, get the camera out of here. But on, I'll break it.
God damn it! Talk to me like a man.
The facts were misinterpreted by a reporter. He told Lou that I called him a liar, which wasn't true. Lou became upset and confronted me. End of story.
Confronted me. Talk to me like a man. I mean, did they have the video when you were breaking that?
Oh, yeah.
How
Yeah, the
great
video's
was
great.
that?
That's awesome, yeah.
They were trying to literally fight each other.
Oh, yeah.
It
That
kind of
wasn't a pushing and shoving somebody
No.
holding somebody back. That was full on
trying to hit a
fighting.
fist.
Yes.
Trying to get you with a fist. Kind of looked like a Johnson family reunion after Farmageddon. The drummer for Chicago, longtime drummer, Danny Seraphin?
I think Seraphin's right. I think that's
Danny
right.
Seraphin turning 77 today.
Just you and me,
Oh, yeah. Little yacht rock.
simple and free. Baby, you're everything I've ever dreamed of.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't celebrate too soon. Turning 69, star, one of the, I wouldn't say star, in the new that Netflix show, maybe Amazon, Wednesday. Also, The Count of Monte Cristo, which he's fantastic, but we all love him most from Boogie Nights. Luis Guzman turning 69.
Like, hey, this is my point. What? Okay, you know what I say? What? Wear what you dig. That's it. Just wear what you dig.
What I say.
Well, what's the problem? Should I get that? Yeah. Hello? Can you speak a little louder, please? A who? A Maggie. A Maggie. You know Maggie? I don't know Maggie. Oh, look, sorry, there's no Maggie here. Your mother. Oh, okay, just give me a second. Watch that. Excuse me, is there Maggie here? Maggie? Man, can you leave, please? Hello? Yeah, listen, I'm sorry, there's no Maggie here. Okay, no, it's not a problem. Okay, sure. What was that? Oh, some kid looking for his mom.
Maggie was there. She was in a different room.
Busy?
Busy, yeah.
That's
Doing some
Preoccupied.
stuff that the Cowboys used to do back in the 90s.
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
There's the
Irvin.
White House.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Dirk Diggler. Oh gosh, what was Butch Reynolds' name in that movie?
I don't think Butch Reynolds was in that movie.
Not Butch Reynolds,
I think
Butch-
Bruce might have been. That was a different version you rented, Bob. I'm
Not
not
my
sure
man,
if you
Butch.
saw Butch Reynolds in Boogie Nights.
Burt Reynolds.
I
Gosh.
can't remember what his name was, but
Hey,
he wasn't as fast.
Butch May-
Hey, you don't want to be fast in that movie.
No, exactly. Daniel Stern turning his 68, the star of Home Alone and City Slickers.
I'm gonna kill that kid!
Marv,
Harry?
why the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why the hell you dressed like a chicken?
I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me! You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Don't worry, Marv, I'll get him for you.
He's only a kid, Harry. We can take him.
Oh, shut up, will you?
Ooh,
What is it?
you're missing some teeth.
Where? That's my go-to. My go-to. I'll kill him. I'll kill him.
You a Home Alone fan, Bodie?
I will watch it if it's on during the Christmas time, but I wouldn't put it
You'll
near the
seek
top.
it out?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it near the top of my favorite Christmas movies.
Just curious because it's generationally much younger or much older than you, and I was curious how that still hits. That's something that the kids, Bodie, still like.
I saw it in the theater at Fort Benjamin Harrison. I was there for some of my Army training when that came out. I remember seeing that.
So when you were faking being sick during
the
final run?
First of all, I was sick, Bobby. I did have a temperature. Medical records will show that. I could go get them if you want me to. But also, Daniel Stern is the voice of the narrator in the Wonder Years.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite part of him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that would be, it might be lost.
Oh,
on
sure,
that.
yeah.
I forget. It was a paramount moment in my life when I realized, I was like, that's the guy from Home Alone doing
the
the
Wet
Wonder
Bandits.
Years.
Yeah.
The Wonder Years narration.
Yep.
And he's in City Slickers. He's pretty
That's
good
true.
in that,
He's
too.
also good in that one. Yeah, it hooks up with the cashier.
1984 gold medalist and Bowling Green, Ohio native.
Another one.
Figure skater Scott Hamilton turning 67 today. Shania Twain turning the big 6-0.
Let's go, girls. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little money. Oh, they're totally crazy.
She didn't impress me much.
Well done on that, Thitoff. Good pull out of you. This guy, one of the all-time funny men, very entertaining. I'm curious what you pulled. Turning 56 today, Mr. Jack Black.
You know what? Normal kids would have been stoked to slack off, but not you guys, because you're not normal. You're special. And because I think you guys have the right attitude, I think it's time we started our new class project.
A science project?
No, it's called Rock Band.
Is this a school project?
Yes, and it's a requirement. And it may sound easy, but nothing could be harder. It will test your head and your mind and your brain, too.
Will other schools be competing?
You could say that. You could say that every school in the state will be competing for the top prize.
What's the prize?
A win will go on your permanent record. Hello, Harvard, yo.
That's good. I was curious what you were going to pull up from that. He's got a lot of good stuff. Maybe even him and Tropic Thunder, where he's really great. Just trying to get his jelly beans.
Yeah, that would have been a good pull. I forgot he was in that.
So my son watched that. He's like, Dad, he really loves his jelly beans. I'm like, yes, he does, buddy. Singer Jake Owen turning 44. Leanne Rimes turning 43, another country singer and star. And passing away on this date, 1978. Some people know him as Quint from Jaws, but Robert Shaw left us.
You all know me, know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. Bad fish. Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommy tops. This shark, swallow you whole. A little shaking, a little tenderizing, down you go. And we gotta do it quick. But it's not gonna be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you gotta make up your minds. You wanna stay alive and ante up? You wanna play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter. I don't want no volunteers. I don't want no mates. There's too many captains on this island. $10,000 for me by myself. For that you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
He was great in The Sting too, Bob.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He was in He was in the Bond movie with Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, he died. He was really young. He died shortly.
I was going to say, I mean, Jaws came out 50 years ago, right?
Yeah,
And
he died
passed in 78. You said?
I think Jaws came out in 75.
He died 78. He died 78, really?
Yeah, he was not very old. Based upon how he looked in that movie, I think
Yeah.
I think he may have embodied
hard
that
life.
character. That may have been him, the man in the sea.
I didn't know he's dead that long.
Yeah, he passed away shortly after Jaws. He's great in that movie. He's great in a lot of stuff. I told Bodie he's a good one. Shatner's gone too. I think Dreyfuss is the only one left.
Wait, you said who's gone?
Not Shatner. Schreider.
Yeah, Rob Scheider. Yeah,
Roy.
Yeah, Roy Scheider.
Rob
Either way.
Schneider, Roy Scheider, William
Reynolds, I don't
Shatner,
care. Yeah, whatever they are.
Butch Reynolds, Burt Reynolds. I mean, all the Reynolds, all the.
We sound very
Shatner,
old today,
Schneiders.
Bob.
Of
No
course.
offense, we sound old today because the way we get our names. That's the way my dad would do it.
We got some holidays observances today. We got Dream Day, National Read Comics Day, National Hamburger Day, which sounds pretty good. and Red Wine Day, and a Thoughtful Thursday, which is your last Thursday in August. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Thursday, August 28th, the 240th day of the year, 125 days remaining, and 2 days left until the Buckeyes kick off the 2025 season against the Texas Longhorns.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next, joined by Albert Breer, Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Central Ohio is home to a lot of sporting events that bring in millions of dollars of economic impact to our town. These events are huge for the city, providing revenue for local businesses, job creation, infrastructure development, and many other benefits. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses prosper year-round.
Thanks, Bobby. We truly value our local businesses and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job.
Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs.
Right on the target, Travis. We understand the business climate in Central Ohio, and we will help you reach your goals.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that for all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. We're now joined by Albert Breer from MMQB. Albert, you are tuned in, locked in, knowledgeable about what goes on in the NFL. Did any of the cuts surprise you? Was there a cut on the 53 out of when they put the 53-man rosters in? Did you see one and said, you know what, that kind of surprises me?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. There wasn't anything that was really like mind blowing. And I think one of the reasons why, guys, is because I think teams have gotten way more proactive about moving guys before they cut them, right? And so I think the trade market's probably more active than it was, 7 or 8 years ago. And so, for example, I'm not Adam Thielen obviously wasn't getting cut, but that trade was discussed for a week, for 2 weeks, and so I think there's more of those sorts of discussions between front offices where guys that have real value aren't getting cut. They're getting moved, even if it's, for one of these 6-7 pick swaps, where it's so-and-so in a 7th round pick going for a 6th round pick. So I don't know. Is there anything that you guys saw as a headline? I can't think of one where it was like, wow, I can't believe that guy got released. It's just, and that's no offense to anybody, but I don't know there was really any head turners over the last couple of days.
I guess one of the things that was interesting, the Browns talked about how they're going to keep 4, and I brought this up, just based upon what I had seen in the preseason. I was like, okay, and you've testified to this, where Flacco is most likely going to be the starter. And then I had seen enough out of the 2 rookies where I'm like, okay, you feel like those guys could be competent backups if you need them. And they're like, well, we're going to keep 4. And then they traded Kenny Pickett. Was that something that had been in the works for a while? I mean, he was injured most of camp. Were you surprised they could even find a trade partner for him?
Yeah, I mean, there were some moving parts there for sure, Bobby. I think a lot of it, and what you kept hearing was, would there be a trade market for either of their veterans? Obviously, there's the plan to start one of them. So whoever didn't wind up being the starter, I think was always going to be out there on one condition. And that condition had to be one of the 2 rookies was playing well enough where you feel comfortable putting him in a game and starting him if need be, because that guy would have to be your primary backup then. And I can tell you, for I'd say over a month now, maybe even going back to the spring, they've felt comfortable with Dylan Gabriel, despite all the noise out there about him missing this throw or that throw in practice. I mean, Bobby, you know this as well as anybody. So much of your ability to be a backup quarterback as a young player is just to be able to run the operation of the offense and not get in the way of the other 10 guys doing their job. Yeah. And Dylan Gabriel was in college for 6 years, started at 3 different schools. And, I could tell you, early in camp, they felt like we would we would feel comfortable putting him in a game now. And probably a month or 2 in the season, we'd feel comfortable starting him. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be the best option they have in their roster, but even that far back, they felt like we would be okay starting him in a game right now. And so once, you kind of get to that point with the young quarterback and you feel like, okay, it's not going to screw the other 10 guys in the huddle if we have him out here, and he can be confident and he can be somebody we can develop and have as a game day active. Well, then, all right, now there's a benefit to moving Kenny Pickett if there's a suitor out there for him. The competition sort of took care of itself naturally because Pickett got hurt. And then on top of that, you get to keep an extra player on the back end because you're keeping 3 quarterbacks rather than 4. So in a weird way, as much hysteria as there was over the whole thing, I think it sort of worked out the way they drew it up.
Speaking of hysteria, I thought the Micah Parsons thing all along. So it's going to get done. It'll get done in time. It'll get done in time. It'll get done in time. And now I'm wondering, will it get done?
I think this has become pretty unpredictable because I think it's gotten kind of personal. Now, what I would say to you guys is the pacing of it is actually really similar to what the pacing of the Dak Prescott situation was, the pacing of the CeeDee Lamb situation, even Zach Martin 2 years ago, where they had some talks, in the spring that didn't go very far. And then they get out to California for training camp and nothing happens. And then they get back to Dallas from California. All of a sudden things accelerate. That last part hasn't really happened yet. And, I think now you're getting into crunch time because remember, they start a week from today. It's not in 11 days like most of the other teams. So tomorrow is Monday of their game week, ostensibly, So if you're going to you're starting to work on the Eagles and what you're going to do, is Micah Parsons part of your game plan or is he not? So this really is crunch time. And I'd say the difference between this situation and the situation with Lamb and the situation with Prescott and the situation with Martin, those guys were wildly popular in that locker room. I don't know that it's quite the same with Micah. So you have that dynamic. You have the dynamic between his agent and the owner. You have now the dynamic between Micah himself and the owner. You have the way that Micah conducted himself in during the last preseason game. It's gotten pretty ugly. But I think you guys know as well as I do what can solve all of that really fast. So we'll see what happens there.
It's just wild, Albert. I didn't think that at the beginning, August 1st that he would ever miss any games. But like you said,
Yeah.
that possibility is looming large. Is there a possibility that he's not a Cowboy by the end of this year?
I have such a hard time seeing Jerry move one of his stars like this, Now, is it possible he's somewhere else in 2026? I'd say that's increasing. The idea that they could tag him and trade him after the year, like that maybe seems more likely to me. I don't know. I mean, I've spent a fair amount of time around Jerry Jones, going back to when I covered the team in 07 and 08. And I really have a hard time seeing him trading one of his stars on the doorstep of the season. And look, I don't think it's impossible that they ramp talks back up. I mean, I can say this: they were well into the 40s on their offer. So, there are some other things that would need to come into place. One of the things that's typical with the Cowboys, they want to do a really long deal with you. You guys remember Tyron Smith's deal? I think Zach Martin's deal was a 6-year extension. And that's been a point of contention with a lot of players where one of the reasons why Dak had to go to the mat with them is because Dak wanted shorter term deals. Dak wanted 4-year deals, and he got them, but he had to go into the mud with the Cowboys to get those deals, So, I think the length of deal, I think people are paying attention to the wrong thing. I think the big number is not as much of a problem. I think the length of the deal and the guarantees are a bigger issue.
Albert Breer from MMQB joins us here on Morning Juice. The situation Pittsburgh with Cam Hayward and just the overall vibe for that team. I mean, it feels like the Steelers are locked in that mediocre where you're not good enough to get a top 5 pick and draft the next quarterback if you wanted to, but you're also not good enough to win a playoff game. Where are we standing on Hayward with that? And, how critical is this year for the Steelers?
Yeah, well, the 45-1 NBA team, right?
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Jordan.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's why they went and got Rodgers. I think that they kind of looked at 2025 and, Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan, they'd been sort of knocking on the door for a little while now. And, with the group that they have, this would be, if you look at the timeline, this would be the end of Kenny Pickett's rookie deal. So this would be sort of the end of that, that thing where you should be really ramping up to compete for a championship. Then you look at the age of some of the guys that they went into the offseason with. Cam's one of them. TJ Watt's in his 30s. Minka Fitzpatrick's not there anymore, but he was getting a little bit older, and now you've swapped him out for Jalen Ramsey, who's 2 years older than Fitzpatrick. So they really looked at it it's either we probably need to start retooling or we got to take a big swing, and that was why they looked at Matthew Stafford. And, it's why Aaron Rodgers was worth waiting for them. I think their philosophy with going and getting Rodgers, I think I've used this analogy with you guys before, is they had really had serious talks with Justin Fields about him coming back. And I think part of it was, and I think part of it for them was they wanted to keep working with Fields, but it's what do we want to do here? Do we want to swing for a single or a double, or do we want to swing for the fences? And I think that it's a conscious thing if you're them, where it's what we probably would keep us up at night with the core players that we have when they age out is if we didn't take this swing. So they're taking that swing, and I actually think things have been relatively quiet there. Based on what Aaron Rodgers' last 2 camps were like.
Yeah.
And I think he probably thinks that's a good thing. And I think they get Cam Hayward done. I just think it's one of those situations where on the player side, Cam looks around and he says, well, you gave Jalen Ramsey, who hasn't done anything here yet, a sweetener to come in. You gave TJ Watt a big deal, and I've been here longer than anybody else, so I deserve a little something too. And I think on the Steelers side, it's having this be a problem would fly in the face of everything they've done this offseason, where they've really gone and gotten a bunch of win now players, like Rodgers, like Ramsey, like Darius Slay. So I'd assume they'll have some sort of adjustment coming in the next week that'll make everybody happy.
All right, Albert, before we get you out of here, just looking at some of the futures coaches on the hot seat, most likely, the odds of who's most likely to be gone first. I mean, when you start looking coaches there, I know there's a lot of heat in Miami, maybe in New York as well. Where do you see the most pressure being applied to a coach that needs to have a above average start here over the first 6 to 8 games?
Yeah, I mean, you took the words out of my mouth with those two, Bobby. It does seem like a lot of people have those two circled. Miami is sort of in this like active retooling, where I don't think they want to sink to the bottom of the league, but you look at some of their actions. Teron Armstead, they couldn't really control that. He retired, but they're going to have a second-year player in Patrick Paul at left tackle. They move on from Jalen Ramsey. They get slightly younger at that position and trading for Minkah Fitzpatrick, but that's sort of an offloading of a guy who's a very important piece. Their edge rushers, the older guys, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb have really struggled to stay healthy. I just look at the Dolphins roster and I'm like, who's going to be there in 2 years, right? Like, how many guys can you say that are going to definitely be there 2 years? And I can come up.
Does that include the quarterback?
We can talk about Tua, but outside of Tua, like there are two guys. It's Chop Robinson and Jalen Waddle. I'm not sure anybody else in that roster is going to be there a couple of years from now, which is crazy to think about, like kind of where they are. So I think that they could be, therefore a step back where the rebuild kind of gets kicked into full gear next year. And then that becomes a decision point on what you're going to do with your front office and your coaching staff. And then the Giants, I think, is self-explanatory. I don't know if they necessarily have to make the playoffs. Their schedule is really difficult, Bobby. Like, that division draws the NFC North and the AFC West. So, like, the Giants have to deal with all of that. I think what John Mara and that group, what they want to see is the arrow pointing up on the organization again. And I think they feel like they've got some talent in the building now. And, whether it's Russell Wilson or Jackson Dart at the end of the year, I think they want to feel really good about where they are going into 2026. And, I think now it's on Brian Daboll and his staff to keep the team engaged early on so they don't have any early thoughts about, doing anything crazy. And then you got to manage, the eventual quarterback transition. But they do have good players there now. I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't be competitive on a week-to-week basis, so long as they can stay healthy and get some stability on the offensive line.
He is Albert Breer, by the way, folks. If Albert Breer goes outside this morning and sees his shadow, we had 6 more weeks of Micah Parsons drama. Albert, thanks for the time, buddy. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. Go Bucks.
There we go.
He'll be in for the game.
That's outstanding.
It's a home run. One of the famed alumnus of Ohio State University.
Will you hang out with Albert Breer when he's here?
I'm going to try. That's the goal.
Do you think the show...
He's bringing the family and everybody in, so that's...
Do you think it would help the show if me and Bodie also hung out with you and Albert Breer?
It wouldn't be bad.
Would it be good for bonding? Would Albert
I don't
be
know what
opposed
you
to
do
that?
on the weekends that off, but...
I don't do what Shark does on the weekends. I'm just saying, though, but it feels like... I don't know, Bob. I'm not going to beg
feels
for an
like
invite.
Bondage.
No,
but you would. But you're not a...
I'm not. It's
not beneath you, though.
No, I'm not going to beg for an invite. I'm just thinking for the show. I'm not thinking about me.
I'm not
thinking
going to
about us.
beg, but I'll get on 2 knees.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just kind of stitious.
Semi-stitious?
I'm just a little stitious. What do you got for us, Bob?
Oh, goodness. We've got our friends. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank of Dublin will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This week is shaping up to be one of the best week ones in years. We'll talk about that next. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Thank you, Dalva Breer, for joining us. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Bob, and I know we talked about this earlier in the offseason, but this weekend, and I saw this article in Athletic, they were talking about this might be the best week one in years for college football.
I would say so. I don't know if there's even a debate about that. You have, what do we call, I was talking with Ian Fitzsimmons. I do a hit with him on every Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. He calls them logo games.
Okay.
I call them Big State U's or whatever it is, legacy game. You can call them whatever you want. But, I mean, you have Notre Dame, Miami, like 40. I mean,
a standalone game. It's Sunday, yeah.
We joke about all that. But, I mean, it's of rivalries of recency. Like, that's about as good as you're getting. Something that's going back to the 80s. You got a nice 40-year run of like that. And it's been back and forth. And you feel like both teams are in a pretty good place right now, both top 10. That's great. You've got the Death Valley, Tiger on Tiger battle. Clemson, who kind of is back. LSU, who needs to be there. Notre Dame legend Brian Kelly strutting the sidelines, needing a big win. Ohio State, Texas, rematch of the semifinal. Right. Both teams in really good spots.
Even like Bama, Florida State.
Kalen DeBoer needing a win. What the heck is Florida State's coach? Florida State.
Norvell.
Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
Them needing
home game against Alabama.
They need to at least not get embarrassed.
Right.
Coming off of
after being embarrassed,
should have been in the playoff. awful year, need to be like 8-4, 9-3 minimum, and getting just boat raced at home by Bama. You lose that game by less than 10, and it's like close, and it feels like you have a chance to win and into the fourth quarter. I think most Florida State fans will be like, all right, we're at a good spot.
Sure.
We may not be contending for a national championship, but we're also not going to go 2-10 again this year. We're on more than 9-3 trajectory. Losing to Bama, no shame in that. Just getting embarrassed on national television, that's another story.
I mean, those first 3 games, you could lay out those games and just say them out loud, and it almost sounds like quarterfinal games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
Even like, Tennessee, Syracuse, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Boise State, South Florida tonight. On the road, Boise State. Then you got the Nebraska-Cincinnati game tonight as well, playing in Kansas City. You got Colorado on Friday hosting Georgia Tech. TCU, North Carolina on Monday with Belichick's debut. I mean,
that's even more some intrigue there.
Yeah,
as you have everybody's kind of waiting to see that on Monday. So normally that'd be a game like, but Bill Belichick, like TCU, they need to get better. So kind of balancing that, what that game's going to look like too.
Based on what the reporter for The Athletic was talking about in this, he said that the one of the years he talked that could have rivaled it would have been, I believe, 2016 is what it is, week 1. And in that one, you had Tennessee squeaking by App State. And what I'm saying is going into it didn't look like.
Yeah, and that's like, hindsight bias there where you're able to look and, these ended up being great games, but no one was circling App State, Tennessee.
Top-ranked Alabama beat USC, who was ranked 20th at the time, 52-6. That was a rout.
They hammered them. I remember that game.
Clemson edged Auburn 19-13. Clemson was ranked second. You had the Oklahoma-Houston game. Houston wins that one 33-23 back then. Wisconsin upsets LSU, a top 5 team, 16-14.
Oh, I remember watching that. It was unbelievable.
Les was fired like less than a month later, wasn't he, I think.
You had Ohio State edging Bowling Green 77-10. And then, of course, you had the other. Well, I mean,
they'll say it, Tito.
That was the other
one of the most
look, that's when they were back.
Showings in the history.
They were
of
back
Notre Dame
then.
Football.
That's when Texas came back, right? The 50-47 game in overtime.
Double overtime.
Texas over Notre Dame.
I don't even remember that game.
You don't remember? Oh boy, that was a barn burner, Bob.
Brian Kelly and Brian Van de Gorder should have been shown the door that night.
50-47 in that one. I remember that. Was that Charlie Strong?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Strong.
Yeah, they lifted him and carried him off the field.
That's right. Charlie Strong was Rudy that day. And then on the Monday night game, it was number 11 Ole Miss at number 4 Florida State. Florida State won that one 45-34. But that week, you're right, Bobby, the hindsight thing, because there were a couple of games that were closer. There should have been a couple of blowouts too. But the Texas-Notre Dame game was, if you aren't a diehard, psychotic fan of Notre Dame, it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching the Maryland upsets of Texas in back-to-back years. Tom Herman pacing the sideline and thinking like, oh my gosh, like I'm watching this game. I thought I was going to watch it just to kind of see how Texas looked, and then I'm watching it to see if Maryland can actually pull this upset and provide. So that's like the only value that Maryland's given the Big Ten. So they beat Texas 2 years in a row.
I saw that North Carolina and Virginia. The article on ESPN, I think it was, said that those two programs are very attractive to both the Big Ten and SEC if they want to expand.
North Carolina for sure.
Can you ever see them breaking up North Carolina and Duke? Really?
They're not even in North Carolina and Duke. One is a private school, one's a public school. It's like USC and UCLA. Like there's not any connection other than the fact they play a lot of basketball together. Like Duke's been better at football.
Yeah.
So like there's. I thought that you would maybe want to pull them in, and they're really good at lacrosse. Like they're in the Big Ten, or not Duke is, John Hopkins, but they're good in lacrosse. So you would have like probably the best lacrosse conference in the country if you pulled Duke in there, in the Big Ten at that point. But just for a football basis, like North Carolina in the Charlotte market and like the Raleigh-Durham area, like that's one of the fastest growing states in the country. So there's a big TV market there. There's people that care about sports there. They spend money on it. Like New York, yeah, because New York really cares about college football.
Yeah, more Piscataway in particular.
It's the land grant, the team in New York, team in New Jersey, Rutgers.
Birthplace, college football.
So I'm like, you have more Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Michigan fans in New York than
Penn
you do.
State, too.
Penn State, and then you're doing there. But like Virginia, I understand that getting the DMV area, that's what Maryland was supposed to get you because they really gobbled that up.
Right.
But like in D.C., there's more fans of like other Big Ten schools than there are of Virginia. If Virginia had that many fans, they would actually do a better job retaining their own talent. But it is a very prestigious academic school. They have a lot of big donors. But like, tell people like those donors don't care about football.
Right.
I was talking to my younger brother who lives up in Grand Rapids and is pretty tied in with the Michigan State program. And he's like, they've got lots of people that are very wealthy who like Matt Ishbia, who owns the Suns. They put a new scoreboard. They put a new like Jumbotron, like drop down in their arena in Phoenix. So they just gave Michigan State the old one.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Like, here you go. I know this would probably be like $40 million. Take this and
Before I
put
put
that
this out
up.
of the curb, do you guys want this?
We'll send it up to you.
Yeah.
You guys can hang that up. So like they've got people. There's like this another booster who's like, he's a newer guy, but he has this insurance company. Like there's all these guys that like, hey, you need something? We'll write checks. What do you need? Because that's the name of the game in college athletics right now. I don't know the UVA has that.
Do you think Sparty can? Ever's a long time, but like ever, we'll
Be
say
what they were with D'Antonio.
Yeah, and like we'll
There
say
was a little bit-
near future.
There was a perfect storm that happened where
Michigan was down.
bad.
Yeah.
And Mark D'Antonio was there. They started winning, and he was a really good coach. And then you have Izzo, and like they were really close. And you had that they beat Ohio State. They're having success. It'll be hard. It'll be interesting to see what Sharon Moore does. Now, they put money into it, but people in Michigan State are proud. Like, they'll dive into
Jonathan Smith.
John Smith, yeah. What did I say?
Sharon Moore.
Yes. Oh, no, but Sharon Moore at Michigan.
Yeah.
So, like, well, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Right.
Like, if they struggle again and they're like another 6-6 year, you may have an opportunity then, like, that door starts to open up.
Yeah.
Where you can slide in there and maybe get some guys. And the other thing they did is they went to Ohio, and what Kentucky has done, Michigan State did before. They were getting all of the guys in Ohio that Ohio State didn't want that were good. And maybe they needed a little more development, maybe they needed this or that, but they would develop those guys, Le'Veon Bell being like a prime example, and they would turn them into NFL players.
That'll be interesting to watch. Michigan State, when it comes to football, as an Ohio State fan, I still get PTSD whenever they play Michigan State, just because of the game, the '98 game, and then obviously
13 and 15.
Yeah, and then obviously,
I mean, you could argue they've stopped Ohio State from 3 potential national titles.
Well, I was trying to think about, like, obviously Ohio State's had a couple of tough losses with Purdue, at least one in particular, and they've had a couple of tough losses with Wisconsin, but I think outside of Michigan State's the one that gives me the most pause.
Because you felt like there was at least 2 of those teams that were like on their way.
Yeah.
98 was probably the best team that Coop had, and then the team was phenomenal. And then obviously 15 was about 95% returning of a national championship team from the year before.
Damn kicker. Coming up next, we'll hit you with some quick hitters, hosted by Bodie Wells. That's next.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step,
Bella, let's go.
guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Top of the hour here on a Thursday. We haven't heard enough from him yet. We're going to hear from him now.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
He's Buddy Wells.
Oh, happy Thursday, fellas. Shout out to my guy Patrick in the chat. You were absolutely right, Patrick. Torrey Hunter Jr. got smoked in the end zone in that Texas loss. An egregious non-targeting call.
I thought so.
My biggest problem was Brian Kelly watching Deshaun Kaiser take the team up and down the field every time he had the ball, and then he kept playing 2 quarterbacks, even though Malik Zaire kept going 3 and out.
Patrick was talk about the Marvin Harrison Jr. one. Different targeting call.
I think he was talking about a different one. Good news, though, that that loss 9 years ago definitely doesn't still bother me at all. We'll start with the NFL here, guys. In his first season as the top NFL analyst for Fox Sports, Tom Brady was not allowed to attend production meetings with teams and coaches due to his minority ownership role with the Las Vegas Raiders. But after just 1 season under those guidelines, that'll no longer be the case. The Athletic has reported that Brady will be allowed to attend those show meetings beginning next week ahead of Week 1. He is still barred from attending team practices. We'll hear from Kevin Burkhardt and Brady next Sunday when the Giants meet the Commanders in the nation's capital for their first broadcast of the season. Tito, I think this seems pretty reasonable given how much this thing is a part of Tom's job each Sunday.
Yeah, it is. I'm surprised they're relaxing some of those rules, though.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. You're not surprised at all, Bob?
No.
You thought that they would give him access like that?
I thought eventually they would, because they realized, like him talking to coaches, you know what they realized? Is that if Tom wants to talk to Sean Payton before the game, you're not going to let him go in there, but he's going to just call Sean Payton on the phone, and Sean's going to talk to him. You know why? Because he's won 7 Super Bowls. So these guys are going to talk to him, and they have the understanding with Tom that, I mean, I guess Fox doesn't even really probably have the Raiders very often because they're in the AFC.
Right, and plus they're the Raiders.
Plus they're the Raiders. They're not probably on the number 1 broadcast all
not
that
usually,
much.
Nope.
But part of that is, like, they realize you respect the game. Like, Tom's not calling, no different than if he was just a normal analyst. Like, I'm not you calling someone else and giving this information to anyone else, or I'm not going to recruit your coach. Hey, Sean, listen, just hang in here. We're kind of like what Jimmy told Michael Irvin. The Cowboys are going to draft you,
and I'll
probably be there. So just chill. So that wasn't going to be the case. Now I understand with them not really wanting him to see practices for whatever that's worth. Like, if you're playing the Raiders, cool. But it was going to soften. The owners were just upset that I think Tom got in the ownership group. They didn't want to have any former players owning like part of teams. But I told someone, if anyone offered me any portion of a team, I would take all of the money in my bank account and buy a portion of the team. I don't care if it's 0.01%, because NFL teams make money, and they are appreciating faster than just about anything else in this world.
Yeah, I always mention the when you talk about Brady, owning part of the Raiders and being an announcer. Frank Broyles for a long time was, I believe, the AD at Arkansas and called games for ABC.
Yeah,
and so it's the same kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, Bob. I saw it in today's day and age. I didn't think they would.
They were trying to get him either to give up this or give up the ownership, which I think was really they wanted him more to give up his ownership.
Next up here, guys, the enhanced games.
Yes, gosh, the fact you have this in here makes me so happy.
The enhanced, give a shout out to Tito. He's the one who threw that in there. The enhanced games is a startup Olympic-style sports festival that promises no drug testing.
Yes.
It's set to debut next May in Las Vegas, home of the Sin City there, with competitions in swimming, track, and weightlifting. Well, the games, they are making headlines this week as they have filed an $800 million antitrust lawsuit against the World Aquatics, U.S. Swimming, and the World Anti-Doping Agency for what it claims is an illegal campaign to make athletes boycott the event. They're seeking damages and injunctive relief to stop what they say is the defendants' illegal campaign. Bobby, I know you're pretty excited about this next spring. What do you think here?
I wish everybody would get on board with this is the next evolution of human beings. All right?
When the aliens
when
come,
Ben Johnson broke the world
people.
record in 1988, and it's like, this is the chemically enhanced fastest man of all time. Listen, dude, the Kentucky Derby, horses have been running the same speed for 100 years. You go look at everything else that humans have done, keep hacking off times, getting better and better. And we're going to need it because one day, not too long from now, when the robots rise against us, we're going to need every advantage we can get. You're facing an enemy, Bodie, that doesn't need to eat or sleep, doesn't make mistakes. We're going to have to defend ourselves. You think Independence Day was real? This is going to be the last great stand for humanity. And so the Enhanced Games is going to show us the possibilities that we can be. Hey, Usain Bolt 100 meters, 9.59, screw it. We'll run 9 flat. All right?
Bunch of Steve Rogers running around.
Absolutely. Captain America, give him the serum. That's all that was.
Yeah.
Enhanced juice.
Just a little juice.
Bob, I wish they would. If they're going to do this, I would lean into it.
What do you think they're doing?
No, wait. I've got a way they're not leaning into it, though, Bob. And they haven't asked my ideas on this. I think this is a great idea, though. I think you penalize people if they don't test positive. I say you test
hit
them
certain levels.
Yes, and if you're in there clean, if you're in there clean, I think you're disqualified.
It's kind of like Wolf Wall Street. Those are rookie numbers. We got to up those numbers. We got to pump those numbers.
Okay.
I don't do it because I want to. I do it to keep me sane. I have to.
Bobby, most of the time, we lean on you for being the smartest man in the room here. Okay?
Agreed.
In the Shark Tank. The health risks associated with it don't make you pause at all? Or
no, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're being monitored by doctors,
right?
This isn't like 1980s WWF. Just, and I talked to Joe Laurinaitis about this.
Right.
James's daddy's like, if some was good, more is better. Like, yeah, buddy, we got strong yesterday.
Right.
Let's juice it up again. 2 more cc's. Like, I'm talking about being managed by a health professional.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that you need to do because people have asked me. I've been a patient over at Affinity for a long time, and not that there's steroids, but like on testosterone replacement things. Like, are you worried about the side effects? I'm like, no. I get blood tests more often than probably anyone else that I know who's not in the hospital.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm fully aware of everything that's going on, and it's monitored. Like, as long as you're doing it responsibly, it's okay. I'm talking about some dude in the back of Gold's Gym just, or the Latimer, over there.
Here's my butt, inject me.
Oh, Winstrol, D-ball, another one? Sure. Put that in there. Put them all together.
Go
mix
the
them
butt
up.
cheek. Let's do it
get
again.
it right into the bloodstream.
Yeah, when I was younger, we used to do this thing when we'd go to, we'd have all our friends after a sports game. You'd go to McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger, whatever it is. And you'd go through there and, give me a large pot. You get the suicide. Just give me all of them, buddy. Just,
suicide. Yeah,
we don't need all of them, okay?
Splash of everything.
A little bit of this. Say 2 counts on this one, 1 count on this one.
That's right. I forgot about the suicide.
Back to the NFL here, guys.
Speaking of steroids. Come on, you got to Norm Macdonald this thing, bro. You got a weekend updated.
Guess who's back again? Thielen's back. Tell Justin Jefferson. The Minnesota Vikings have acquired wide receiver Adam Thielen in a trade with Carolina, sending the Panthers a 4th and 5th round pick. Minnesota is set to receive a conditional 5th and 7th round pick of their own in the swap. Born in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, Thielen played college football at Minnesota State and then spent the first 10 seasons of his pro career with the Vikings. He was released after the 2022 season. He returns to alleviate a lack of Minnesota receiver depth that is caused by some injuries during camp and the 3-game suspension of starter Jordan Addison. Thielen, he has the 3rd most catches ever and touchdown catches in a Vikings uniform behind only Chris Carter and Randy Moss.
2 Hall of Famers.
Yes. Tito seems like a pretty solid move here by Minnesota. Help get J.J. McCarthy some help as they get things underway next Sunday.
I think so, yes. They've been talking about the Thielen move potentially now for a couple of weeks, heading back to Minnesota. It's a good fit for him. It's a good thing for McCarthy, having somebody like that. A receiver he can count on. He's got, with Addison being out for the first 3 games. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's one of those moves that it seems like it's the right move. Thielen had some great years there in Minnesota, and having that kind of security blanket for your overrated former Michigan quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, I think is a good thing.
I'm steaming. Adam Thielen. I keep the ladies. I mean, it could be like Willie Beeman up there.
Oh, yeah.
This is, it's great because he's not only going to give you some production. Listen, he's not the guy he was when he was in Minnesota.
Who is?
That's fine.
Right.
He's older, but if you're looking for a team to take that next step and get it over the hump, he's a veteran presence that'll be a stabilizing force in that locker room. He's going to give you the production you need, provide leadership, like all of the intangibles. Plus, he can still play a lot, and he can be your 3rd receiver. You don't need him to go out there and to be, anybody great. You just need somebody to go out there.
You got Justin Jefferson.
You got Justin Jefferson. You already got quarterback. When you've got Addison, who's going to be coming back, he'll be wide receiver too. Have a guy that can go out there and give you 45 to 60 catches for about 600 to 700 yards, 4 to 5 touchdowns, and be a great locker room guy and help lead you through with a young quarterback. Like, that's what you need. And he's a fan favorite. Like, he's checking all the boxes for you.
Last season in Carolina, only played 10 games due to injuries, but 48 catches for 615 yards and 5 scores.
Perfect.
And I mean, that's 10 games.
Just give me that. Well,
now,
he was
35 years old. He may not play 17 games.
He was also the featured guy there last year. They didn't have a whole lot else there. But if he can give you that 50 for 705 touchdowns, perfect. Like, that means your team is really good.
Will his name on the jersey be Welker? Because that's essentially what he is. But, Bob, with Minnesota, right now, if you had a chance to buy stock in J.J. McCarthy, would you? Or do you think he's going to be a stock that drops?
I think his stock isn't. I think it was high last year, and if he got hurt, I think it kind of dipped down a little bit. I would have probably bought it in that trough now. I don't know if everybody's back on the J.J. McCarthy train yet, but with those receivers
and that coach,
and you're in a dome,
right?
Now your division is tough.
Sure,
but I would say, I don't know if I'd buy like the whole team, but I think he would probably put up pretty good numbers for like what is, quote, a rookie season for him.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to following is how he looks this year. He had the red shirt year, obviously with the injury. And, yeah, I'm curious.
I air quoted the rookie, by the way, so no one can, if you didn't see it, don't yell at me.
That's right, because he's not a rookie.
I know he's not a rookie.
Yeah. That's the way the NFL does that, though. Like in baseball, you've got to hit certain thresholds to be considered a non-rookie.
What were they going to do? Send him down to the minor league?
No, but I'm saying like you have to have 150 at bats. I think is what it is in Major League Baseball. There's a certain amount of innings you have to have pitched, certain amount of games.
Because everybody plays the same position. What would you want to? What would
I'm
that
just saying, but
metric be?
if you don't play at all, though, as a quarterback, I would think, or as a player, if you don't play at all because you're injured, I would think you'd still get a rookie year out of it. But oh well.
Next Monday night, I said next Sunday, but next Monday or whatever. Week and a half away, Monday, September 8th, Minnesota at Chicago, Monday Night Football. So we'll get a good look at Caleb Williams in year 2 and then J.J. McCarthy year 1.
Oh, that'll be good. A nice little juxtapose to be able to compare those guys of how they look and see who's on the right track.
Yeah. Last one here, guys. Reviving itself from the dead. The Pac-12 continues to fight off death. following last year's departures of, well, every single school in the conference outside of Oregon State and Washington State. And now the conference has announced its new TV deal with the CW. Will be expanding starting next season. In 2026, the CW will show 13 regular season Pac-12 football games, 35 regular season men's basketball games, 15 regular season women's basketball games, and the women's basketball tournament semifinal and final. The new and maybe not so improved Pac-12, they're set to add Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah State, and all sports, and then plus Gonzaga, non-football member Gonzaga, next summer. Carp, the Pac-12, it has at least solidified itself as a group of 5, or I don't know, group of 6, however many group of whatever there are now. Yeah, non-Power 4, but at least they're still alive, where it almost seemed like death was imminent a couple years ago.
Hey. I had a friend that once told me when death looks at you, all you can do is look at it and smile back. Tell me, did your friend smile at his own death? You must know. It's interesting, just their journey of what this is going to look like. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to be anything resembling what they were. I am not surprised, though. By the way, if the merger goes through, Nexstar CW is owned by Nexstar, so we'll be in the family of networks.
We could have like a morning juice replay
on
lead you right into
CW.
Oregon State, Boise State.
That'd be
followed
the morning juice.
Followed by reruns
juice.
of Gossip Girl. It'll be great. But I wouldn't be surprised if like Cal and Stanford, if like this new Pac-12 gets off the ground and gets things going, if they rejoin that.
Really?
Dude, what are they doing in the ACC?
No, I'm saying,
Just
they shouldn't be
being
there.
bad and spending a lot of money on
Look,
planes.
I'm with you. I agree with that part, Bob. I just don't.
They're not Ric Flair. They're not like limousine riding, diamond ring wearing, jet set, and they fly east to get their butt kicked. And the ACC doesn't really want them anyway. The only reason they're there was because of your former AD at Notre Dame saying we cannot let Stanford drift away into oblivion. And so that would be a better solution for them. The schools they're playing, they care about football probably about as much as Stanford and Cal. And then they don't have to travel, and their sports can play each other, and it'll be what college football was supposed to be.
It seems to me, Bob, like it's like when you talked about that, they're never go back. They're never gonna have fewer playoff teams in any sport. Like when you never go backwards on things like that. Which is why I don't think that they will ever leave the ACC for the Pac-12. But it makes sense. Yes, I agree.
They may not have a choice.
My question for you two guys:
they're not even getting it. They're not getting a full share. They're not getting it. They may not have a choice.
What was when was the last time you watched anything on the CW? And could you find it quickly on your television?
Oh yeah,
you could.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of
I've
YouTube
got
TV.
Kids. Yeah, I've got kids. They watch.
You don't really have to find the number of the channel.
Right? Yeah.
You can just search it.
Was Arrow on there?
I have no idea.
My wife and kids love Arrow. The show, my wife
that
and
was
kids
on
love
CW.
That was on CW. I don't know if that's where they watched somewhere streaming.
I used to watch it. What was on there? Gossip Girl. Tons of other shows. Tons of other shows. Well, I used to watch Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill.
Oh, Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Goes on a cruise.
Long time ago. It's been a minute, but I've stumbled into some games because they know that I watch football. So YouTube TV is like things you might like. I'm like, oh, here you go. Here's because the Big 12's on there too, I think.
Is it Big 12 or ACC? ACC basketball?
ACC basketball definitely is on there.
Notre Dame football is on there too.
Yes, it is. You're right on that. Looks like, based off of my very quick Google search, CW TV shows got a handful of the got like Supergirl, Superman and Lois.
Sounds good.
What else we got here? Gilmore Girls. Was
Yeah,
that
why
originally on there, or
I don't think it was. I think it was like I think it was on a regular. I say regular. One of the. I was saying regular or traditional. It was on NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox. Let's put it that way. Maybe TNT.
Nice.
Gilmore Girls might have been TNT actually.
Sure. I have no. I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever
watched an
watched
episode.
Gilmore Girls start to finish.
I don't remember. I think the last time I watched the CW was a high school football game on a Friday night.
There you go.
That might have been the last
Why
time I
not?
watched anything on CW. I can't think of anything else I've ever watched on CW.
Arrow.
Yeah, my kids are into that. I don't know. I've seen bits and pieces of it. It looks weird to me, but whatever. I'd much rather
Vampire
watch.
Diaries, Supernatural, The Flash, Riverdale, The 100.
There you go.
What are any of those shows about? Probably Flash and
Flash, superhero.
That's, superhero, but otherwise, Vampire Diaries. Never into the vampire thing. I don't know. Twilight got big. Never saw one.
Now was it the Twilight
There's
thing?
time. I was never into Twilight when it was.
And now
came out,
you were into it.
During COVID, I watched all 4 of them in a row. I had some
time
time
to do a lot of
to
things.
burn. This isn't
Chad
too
says
bad.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer was on it.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Sarah Michelle
Another
Gellar.
vampire.
She's a winner.
I don't do the vampire shows or werewolf shows.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't know.
Buffy. That's Sarah Michelle.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Buffy.
You give me
Freddie
zombies
Prinze.
into the world, I'm in.
You're good with zombies?
Never seen
I don't watch
vampire much.
There's some musical my kids watch with Heather with like vampires and werewolves in it. A high school thing. I can't remember what it was called.
High School Musical?
No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was called. Oh, well. But by the way, yes, and if you're listening, new owners, we love the CW here on 97.1 The Fan. We love it on Fan 2. That's what we're doing, the Morning Deuce. Coming up next with the big CFP slate tonight. We're going to discuss some teams that could make the college football playoff that did not last year. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well. I must break you. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice rolling through here on a Thursday. Tito, Bobby, Bodie with you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all the juicers as well. Chiming in. We love that. Bob, so college football really kicks off tonight. I know we had games last weekend. This is when college football starts.
Yeah, I'm not debating that.
Over under.
Yeah.
0.5 family fights after a loss tonight of the starting quarterback of any team. There's 17 games on the schedule.
I'll take under, but if you tell me over the next 2 weeks, I'd take over. At some point, it will happen, I think. I can't believe it was a father and son fighting there.
What if you saw, like, maybe after the game, like, Peyton fighting his...
Archie?
Not Archie, but I'm trying to think what Archie's dad's name.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Cooper.
Peyton fighting Cooper on the ground outside the shoe. What are your thoughts on that, Bodie?
Well, that'd be funny.
Maybe Eli, who knows?
Yeah. All of them.
Did they ever say, like, what led to the fight? Like, did somebody say...
No, they're not going to tell you that.
I don't know if there's, like...
Just a loss. Maybe they just hate losing that much.
Yeah, but then beat up the kid that lost the game. Don't beat up the other ones.
Or go fight an Iowa State fan.
That's what I said. Who knows if it was the son that wanted to fight the dad.
But that's what I'm saying. I can't understand I cannot fathom what would have led to that. Yeah, the one son loses the game as the quarterback, doesn't have a great game, so the other son fights the dad.
Because I've outlined this already. Maybe he argued like he's always been too easy on him. Maybe he said he's always been too hard on him. He was the favorite son. Maybe the dad maybe it had nothing to do with Avery, and the other son was mad because the dad cut him off from getting any more beers.
That could be also, yes.
You know, like who knows? Like, there's a litany of things that could have happened.
Bobby, I'm going to give you 4 team names, 4 colleges, universities. And I want you to tell me how many of those teams will be in the playoffs this year. Bama, Illinois, Florida State, Miami.
Maybe 1, possibly 2. I don't think Florida State's getting in.
Okay. Bama?
I'd say Bama has a maybe.
Right.
Say they're a little Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe.
That's a good song.
Oh, of course it is. Florida State, I'm going to take a negative Ghost Rider.
There's no chance Florida State makes the playoffs.
Well, don't say that. If they beat Alabama this weekend.
They're in the ACC. So
I know, but a 2-win team, what is the least amount of wins a team has had in a given year to then make the playoffs the following year?
It's not the NFL where you don't go from worst to first.
You don't like draft a quarterback, land a few free agents, a new head coach. And
it's also kind of hard to go from 13 wins to 2.
That's true.
Not when you lose everybody.
Well, I'm saying that
and you bring in guys who are low character who quit on you after you lose 2 games.
I understand 2 to 13 is harder, but having a program, smoking like 13 to 2, going up and smoke 13 to 2.
I don't think you realize how much talent is important, but when you're talking
you can't
about
win on talent alone, gentlemen.
Exactly. When you start talking about things falling apart and you have people that are not invested, they're there for a paycheck, and they're going to the league next year anyway, and they're immature and young. Like, guys in the NFL continue to play hard, and that's why you see a 3-10 team upset a 10-3 team in the NFL, because the talent is much closer. And those guys on the 3-10 team, they're still playing for their job. So they're playing hard. In college, you see guys just shut it down.
And I still think in this portal era, that's where you always have to be careful bringing in.
They brought in a lot of
many
portal guys.
I mean, Florida State's kind of been one of the programs, I feel like, in the last few years or so that has been very, very heavy into the portal. And
they had guys that weren't interested in even playing last year, Bodie. I'm watching like the 3rd game. I'm like, why do you have
They're done.
And that's what the end of the year
mailing it in.
They started putting the younger guys in. I'm like, play guys who are going to be there next year.
Yeah.
Because these guys don't care.
Okay,
so Bama, maybe. Florida State, no.
Illinois, Miami, the other 2.
I cannot believe in Mario Cristobal.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't. I can't buy stock in him. And I really can't buy stock in Carson Beck either right now. So I'm going to say no on them.
All right.
If you'd want me to power rank how I think they would get in.
Yep.
I would say, based upon their schedule, I would say Illinois. I have to look at Bama's schedule. I know it's not easy.
Yeah, here are some of the highlights. They go to Florida State this weekend.
Yeah.
They're at Georgia into September.
Okay.
And then they have a stretch here. I know preseason top 25 rankings aren't the end-all, be-all, but they got a stretch here with a bye week in the middle home against 24 Tennessee, at number 13 South Carolina, home number 9 LSU, home number 18 Oklahoma. Then you go to Auburn at the end of the year, which weird things happen in the Iron Bowl.
On the plains.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm thinking they're 9-3, maybe 10-2. That probably gets you in on both accounts.
Sure.
Although they didn't get in at 9-3 last year.
Do they get the benefit of the doubt after not getting it last year?
I don't know. It's a great question.
3 losses. I don't.
Depends on what the losses look like, who they're to.
They're 2 in 2 of their 4 non-conference games. They host UL Monroe and Eastern Illinois. I don't know that they'll have a ton of trouble
Tony
with that.
Romo.
Yeah, I know.
Say the fighting Tony Romo. Sean Payton also.
Jimmy G.
Also first Heather.
Okay. Gee, quite the Mount Rushmore there.
Yes,
but at Florida State, and then they host Wisconsin. Those 2 teams could be, if they could get to like 8 wins, could boost a resume if Bama's right on the edge at 9-3 or 10-2 with that schedule. They're probably getting in, but 9-3 it could depend on.
They have 2 big non-conference games that have teams that should have been good, and they're both average probably this year with Wisconsin and Florida State. I forgot they had whiskey on there.
Yep.
So how those teams play matters. I would say teams I think get in: Bama first, Illinois second, Miami, and then Florida State. I think there's a fairly sizable gap between Miami and Florida State, and I think there's a little bit of a gap between Bama, Illinois, and then Miami.
There are 2 teams.
I just don't trust Mario Cristobal in any game of consequence.
Cristobal at some point, like Dan Lanning, even DeBoer, I know last year wasn't great, but you have to factor in what he did at Washington. Marcus Freeman, those guys have been, Steve Sarkisian, they have gotten their teams like right on the brink. They're like 1 win away from like getting over the hump. Cristobal has been more of like 9-3, maybe 10-2, and it's like you're waiting for a season to be like, where's an 11-1?
Not be able to do math at end of games.
Yes, not just taking a knee against was it Georgia Tech? I think like they literally just had to take a knee, and they were still running it right up the gut. Guy fumbles, and they lose that game there. It's kind of, their defense was so bad last year and they've been another team that pretty heavy into the portal. We'll see if that works out for them.
And they, I'm not a big fan of Carson Beck. And there was a game last year, I think it was Georgia Tech, maybe they lost, where they got bailed out because they lost it anyway, and it wasn't because of this. But he mismanaged some other situation. It was a penalty time situation at the end of the game.
Oh, I think it was California. Does that sound right? They went to Cal.
Oh, yeah.
ACC game.
They barely.
And they were getting smoked because their defense couldn't stop anybody. And they came back and won it, and they got like a targeting call in there they were the beneficiary of and whatnot. But, yeah, their defense was just so bad last year that.
I don't think he's a good coach. Like, I don't think he's a functional game day coach. He has got a lot of James Franklin in him and not the redeeming qualities that James Franklin has.
The bad parts, yes.
He's got the bad parts without some of the good.
They won't suck, right? They're not going to go 2-10 this year.
No, they'll probably win 8 or 9 games.
But I don't know if you're like once you start pushing towards 10 or 11
I don't
and
think
beating some of their schedule.
This first game is so damn important for them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's important for Notre Dame too. But they host Notre Dame, they host Florida. Louisville, they host Louisville. We'll see how Louisville is this year. They go to SMU, but like under Cristobal, even going back to Oregon, they beat. I know not to bring up bad memories here, but they beat the Buckeyes and then like lost to Stanford 2 weeks later when Stanford won like 3 games that year.
So I'm saying when you get in critical situations, if it's a tight game, he has not proven to me that he can make the right decision. And they asked him about bringing in. This is what's funny, is I forget I was on XM with someone. I think it was last week we were doing the pregame show, and they brought up, hey, Mario Cristobal, said he hired a game manager, which is fine. Like, a lot of times it's your special teams coach or whoever. That's what I would do for my dad. If you want me to sit out there, and I could sit with a head coach and talk to him like, hey, know the team, know what we're about. Here's the win situation in the game. Hey, you know what? We're pretty gassed on defense. We've been out here and may want to try to just don't run it. Even before quarters, like get to the quarter change, get the win flipped, get some rest for your defense. They'll have that. Then punt it away afterwards instead of punting it into the wind and then putting your defense out there another play.
Count 11 guys on the field.
Yeah, and just like all of that different stuff, like timing, understanding, hey, it's getting a little long. We haven't moved the ball. We're down, 10. It might be a a 2-to-make-1 situation here where it's 4th down. We cross the 50. We got to start thinking on 3rd if it's 3rd and 7. Not
Get
getting
5.
Just if 5 ain't the worst. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's all the stuff that you have to talk through because the head coach, if they're calling plays, is a lot. Now, Mario Cristobal doesn't call plays, so I don't know what he's doing out there.
Yeah, I think that'd be his job as game manager.
It is his job. But like just talking through all of that stuff is a big deal of like how that's going to work. And he said he hired a guy for it. And then they're like, well, who was the guy? And then he kind of just laughed about it. And it's like, well, there's no announcement of like who this guy is. And like, so you just lied about that? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I hired a guy. Who? Don't worry about it. You know,
Don't worry about it.
I mean, what? Like you said, I brought in this guy, or I gave those responsibilities to this coach, like, you know, our assistant whatever coach now, because you have all these people, this analyst, he's going to help me with it.
Yeah.
And have all this stuff down there and making sure we're understanding time and possession and how everything looks, how many timeouts they have, how many timeouts we have.
And getting back to your James Franklin point, like Franklin just has got to find a way to win some of these games where his team is, you know, even to or slightly less talented.
He doesn't outcoach anybody.
No, but
he's also never grossly mismanaged games.
Exactly.
Either.
And Penn State, like more often than not, has not been a team that's going to be like, man, they lost to who? How the hell did that happen?
They always win.
They
always
win
make
the
their
games
layups.
they should, and that's Cristobal kind of hasn't done that.
I even give James Franklin credit last year against Minnesota. They faked a punt late in the game. And that helped them win it. They went for it on a 4th. They did some stuff.
I remember that game.
I remember some of their calls. I was like, I like that. I like that, James. There's some growth.
You like that?
That's a growth situation right there. Like Mario Cristobal has shown me none of that. Like last year I was watching that Georgia Tech game. I'm like, dude, this looks just like, maybe it was because Georgia Tech, who it was the year before. I don't think it was them. It was someone else. I'm like, you were doing the same thing this year that you did last year. You were like accepting a penalty when you shouldn't, or maybe they went for it on like a 4th. It was
stuff that like anybody who's played Madden has been like, yeah, I could figure this out.
I think they were down
like,
10. They were down like 10, and they get a penalty, and whoever it was, I think accepts I don't know, whatever. They end up being like a goal situation where they're on like the 23-yard line, and I think they go for it on 4th down. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just kick the damn field
that's
goal.
That's just basic math.
Kick the field. You ain't getting this, dude. And it's like there was like enough time left. I go, if it's 4th and 7, sure. It was like 4th and 12 or 15 plus. I don't know if it's 23, but it was a big gap. I'm like, what are you doing? This is not an attainable situation, and you need 2 scores. So just take the one, and then we'll get the other one later.
Yeah. I think that the next time we have a Monday meeting, we bring up to Fish that we want a show manager. And that person, Bob, will sit right between you and I. We'll turn our microphones on and off, so we don't have to worry about that, and tap us on the shoulder for running late or something on the clock. Like somebody can do that for us.
What Bodie's job is.
No, Bodie's the producer. I'm saying it's just somebody does that. We'll hire
somebody
else in
AP,
here.
associate producer.
That's fine. Associate is what we'll do. There's
See if you can get Shark off the couch.
There are 2 Big Ten. There's no way in hell. Well, we can get off the couch. We won't get him in here. But, Bobby, there are 2 Big Ten teams specifically that I normally don't give a damn about, that I'm very interested in watching this year. One's Illinois, the other's Nebraska. Like, I feel like this is a very important season.
It is
for Nebraska.
I think Nebraska they need to win 8 games. They need to be competitive. Like, this is a big deal for Matt Rule. You've got to look like a team, kind of like Illinois last year, and they won 10.
Right.
They were 9-3 in the regular season. But you've got to look like a team that is capable, a program, not even a team. You have to look like a program that is capable of winning a Big Ten championship, or at least playing for one.
At least in the end of the season, you're playing games like if we win this and they lose this, we're in.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
When November hits, as Jim Tressel used to always say, November is for contenders. Like, you have to have a pathway to getting in the Big Ten championship game when we flip the calendar to November. And if that isn't the case and you're like underwater at 4 and 5, like that is not a good situation.
And the schedule sets up nicely for them. Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, I was trying to find it here. I think I'll be able to find it with some more time during the break. But Nebraska had a player. I saw this on Twitter. I had to make sure this quote was.
Is that the guy? No, go ahead.
Oh, no, not that. They one of their captains, I saw it on Twitter. I had to make sure it was real, and I looked it up yesterday, and it was a real quote. He said, we're going to be so good and exciting this year, we'll have people in wheelchairs standing up.
That's right, yeah.
You know what?
By the way,
God bless him.
So tune in tonight, 9 o'clock.
The quote was fitna. We fitna.
Yeah, we finna. Yeah, we finna
finna
have people in wheelchairs standing
Yeah, that's
up.
right. I saw that quote, too. And that was a real quote?
Oh, it was real,
That's
yeah.
hysterical.
So they've got not a terrible. They avoid Ohio State,
Right.
Cincinnati, Akron, Houston Christian. So you're hoping you're 3-0, 2-1, even there. You've got Michigan, who's ranked 14th, which
in Lincoln.
That 14 might be a little bit of a misnomer. But then you have, I think, a bye. And then you have Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern. We'll see what USC is, UCLA.
Yes.
You close with Iowa, and you have Penn State. So, like, outside of Penn State in there, I would say every other game is winnable for them.
Yeah, their Big Ten road games, Bob, are Maryland, Minnesota, UCLA, and Penn State.
Yeah.
And this is the
you get
kind
Iowa at home at the end of the year.
Yes.
Like, if you win that one, that should be for you winning 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Nebraska, I think that they are, that's why people are kind of labeling them as kind of a dark horse CFP contender kind of thing. I don't know if I quite buy into that, but their schedule, though, is Indiana-esque from last year, is what it is. They and Illinois both have very
They don't have
soft
Oregon.
schedules.
They don't have Ohio State.
Right, and you get Michigan. Michigan not the great, at home though, but yeah, you're at Penn State's their toughest game by far on that schedule, and that'll come the week before the Iowa game to close out the regular season. So, yes, Nebraska, Matt Rule, third year. He always does well his third years at wherever he's at. It seems like, but in college, but yeah. So we'll keep an eye on Nebraska, Dylan Raiola, and all those guys out there. And actually, you know what? I hope we do. I hope they plan this, Bodie. I hope they put somebody who doesn't need a wheelchair in a wheelchair at a game, and they keep like putting shots on that guy. And then Nebraska does something, and the guy like stands up and starts doing
some
this.
hot water for doing that, but
Why is that? I saw an Atari ad with Stevie Wonder. And it said if I could, I'd play Atari. So anyway,
different times.
Different times. You're right. Coming up next, we'll tell you he's got his juice, morning juice.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without having to take your time? You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out. But nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Walkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies. No scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. I care deeply about creating a world we can all fully participate in, free from stigma, misperceptions, and barriers. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Rooted in communities nationwide, Easter Seals helps empower millions of people, regardless of age or disability, through its life-changing services and powerful advocacy. Today and every day, Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Final segment of the program. Mike's off that segment there. The break, Bodie, we good?
I think so. Hope so.
Yeah. Oh boy, do I hope
we
so.
all might be going if.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like the where they say that everything you say gets tracked in your phone, and I want to make sure we're in good shape on this one. That could be another show for Fan 3, Bob. The in between segments.
We call it the breaks. It's been something I've long since lobbied for. Problem is that I would have been canceled long ago if we ever had a podcast called The Breaks, where you just flipped it on, spliced it together, Bodie, put a little production, like a 5-second clip, like bouncing you between. Kind of like when they had the Locked On thing on, whatever those terrible sound effects they would have.
Oh, that was great, yeah.
The worst produced radio show of all time, podcast, so terrible.
I believe technically I've been canceled twice. I've been canceled twice here
not
already.
Not the worst, but it's in the running.
All right, let's tell people Scott's juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Okay, it's a Thursday, sources tell me. So, Bodie, why don't you tell us what's got Schleg's juiced?
I understand getting rid of old clothes that you don't wear because you either gained weight or lost weight and can't fit into them. Right. You go down in the basement, you clean out some, old frames that the glass is broken out. I get it. I got it. I know exactly what that is. And my phone's talking to me because, hey, Siri, what's crapping it?
Guys, what has me juiced? The college football week 1 slate getting underway tonight. Got a handful of games that I'll be checking out. Probably only going to make it to about halftime or give or take of the 2 9 o'clock Big Ten games with Wisconsin and Nebraska facing Cincinnati and Miami, Ohio. But nevertheless, looking forward to checking out all the games there. Along with that, I'm going to give a shot at playing this here, and hopefully it all goes well. This is Captain Deshaun Singleton, defensive back for the Nebraska Huskers, saying, get ready for Nebraska football this season.
Yeah. Season begins, week 1, Arrowhead, Kansas City.
Thursday night
night, we the only show on TV.
Thursday night football.
Hey, these boys going to be playing on Sunday, so they might as well get used to playing on Thursday night. But
very excited. Very excited.
We're finna make people in wheelchairs stand up.
That is.
So tune in tonight, 9 o'clock. From Arrowhead Stadium.
Technically, I don't think they're the only game on television.
Yeah, I know. I caught that. That was Dylan Raiola saying that.
Was it really?
Mr. Mahomes himself.
I'm glad
I saw.
he's not
I think
here.
He had a quote the other day. Something about.
I am.
He can't help get the Mahomes comparisons. It just kind of happens. It's like, well, when you wear his number, wear his haircut,
I
and
think
sunglasses,
give me the Mahomes,
and you do everything else that Patrick Mahomes does.
Right.
It kind of, but hey, we'll see. Maybe he'll play
I do
like
the same
Mahomes
thing
tonight.
with Matty Ice. That's why people like Tressel can't tell us apart.
Rothman, Ice. So that all has me juiced today, guys. Carp, Thursday, almost the weekend. What's got you juiced?
It's the weekend for Bobby.
Wednesday's the first night of the weekend. You remember at Ohio State, Thursday's the first weekend night. So I said, you know what? Then I'm going to push it back to Wednesday night. Bo always says, the first Friday. I'm like, well, that's true. If Thursday's the first day of the weekend, then Wednesday's the first weekend night. That's how I've lived my life. So I only really work 3 days a week. These days, just come on in, hang out, and have a good time.
A lot of people only work 3 days a week, it feels like, if you factor in the amount of work they do around
3
here.
full shifts a week.
Yeah.
Exactly. Couple half shifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Good for them, man. I might just start doing that, too. I might just show up 5:45 tomorrow. All right, boys, let's roll.
Let's do it.
Let's do the show.
Let's ride.
Let's get juiced on Friday.
Let's do it.
Hey, Wade Phillips used to always say, let the Cowboys ride. So, I mean, whatever it takes.
On your helmet.
The fact that how many people I know have been watching the America's team, the Gambler and his boys, it's
about them
it's
Cowboys.
good. It's a great conversation piece. One day, Thitoff, like 20 years from now.
I'm going to do it sooner than that. No, I'm going to do it sooner than that.
I'm curious how, because college football and the NFL chew up all of my time here once the fall gets started.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this weekend to fully launch college football. NFL will be going on next weekend. So juiced up about that. Juiced that there's going to be games tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. So can't wait to get home from coaching my kids' practices, sit down and relax, have a drink and watch a little football sitting in front of me. And then, Ohio State does a great job of leaking some stuff out, getting some stuff there, a little teaser, Bodie, for you. It's like, it's like a trailer that they're throwing out for a movie, and stumbled across this nugget yesterday.
We say everything matters around here. Everything. Everything matters. Every play matters. Every practice matters. But we have to start getting into a mindset of setting a tone.
Being at Ohio State isn't for everybody. You have to have a certain mindset to want to be the best in the world at what you do.
The ball's handed off to a running back. That collision that happens about 3 to 4 yards on the line of scrimmage matters. When a tight end comes off against a defensive end, that first play, it matters. When you blitz off the edge and you take on somebody, it sets the tone. The first kickoff sets the tone.
Defending the shoes, defending your home, and defending your honor.
You got to deal with our offense. You got to deal with our defense and our special teams.
The block O, the horseshoe itself means a lot to a lot of people and has for a lot of generations. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that.
When you're a football player at Ohio State, you have a responsibility and obligation to defend that stadium.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Fight!
Hey, if that doesn't get you juiced and fired up about what it is and what it means to play there, going to be a fun one on Saturday at noon, getting everything structured. We're still trying to determine the ticketing situation for my family. There's a lot of jockeying going on and lobbying for who deserves what.
Oh, I could think of a way to solve that, Bob. Take a
Hunger Games
pull stick, snap it over your leg.
That's
have a tryout.
I got one spot.
Hey, last man standing. Let's go. See what it's all about. How tough are you? What team do you play for?
Who do you play for?
So get them fired up. One game, one life. Excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I got some high school football going tomorrow. And I've done 1 million TV and radio hits from people in Dallas, Texas, just the affiliates that I've known down there and doing stuff. So it's been fun chatting up about the game and talking about everything going on that's going to be with it. So excited for all of that and excited to get the Fox Big Noon and everything that comes with it and how that's all going to look. And even more, maybe who's in the stadium, who's not, what's going on. It's
what would happen?
The drama has been there, and it's must see.
Okay, let's say you're
What's
walking.
Got you juiced that off?
Okay, this has me juiced. First of all, MAGA.com popcorn in the chat says
I think it's Megacorn popcorn.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Megacorn. You're right.
That R blends to the end.
It is these glasses. Said
these
Fridays.
Eyes.
These Fridays. I'm crying. These eyes have seen a lot. Fridays should be off the cuff, no prep. Giving us a lot of credit for doing prep, is he? Like he doesn't know.
Some shows do that every day.
Yes. Okay. So Bob, if let's say you're walking into the stadium, okay, and you and Port and I bump into each other, and he stops you and kind of gives you an evil look, like a look. What happens next?
Shake his hand.
You do?
Yeah.
You don't size him up?
Say enjoy the game.
Okay.
Size him up, dude. He's half my size.
That's what I mean. I know.
10 years ago, I would have said, hey, here's what we do, bud. How much do you weigh?
Yeah.
Here's how much I weigh. Let's pick a spot. We'll split the difference. I'll come down. You go up.
In this corner.
We'll find a spot. We'll get a couple of charities.
Right.
Next July, dead time. Ohio State will be playing Texas again. And we'll have some sort of UFC boxing style contest. But that's me 10 years ago. And I mean, I was thinking about that when I was running the treadmill. I was like, man, what would it be like if I had to drop like 25 pounds to go cage fight, UFC,
right?
You know, MMA, fight another human, or box. I would prefer the MMA, but yeah, I mean, but I'm like, I'm gonna shake his hand and say, hey, bud, keep doing you. All right, keep doing you.
Death or exile. Dave.
Death by exile.
Death by exile.
Bob,
keep doing you.
Your maturity is impressive and honestly a little bit disappointing. Because
I told my wife, I go, shouldn't you be proud that I haven't retaliated and said anything stupid and done anything dumb? I go, that's not.
Was she?
No, not really.
Oh.
It's very disappointing. I thought I showed a great deal of restraint, and I think
you did show restraint.
I'm not going to yell at this guy.
I went through and watched that. I saw it. What was said, and he called you Robbie one time, right?
I don't care about that.
I know, but it's just it was. I don't think anyone would have blamed you if you would have retaliated.
It's fine.
But yes, you're right. That's incredible restraint on your part. But what's got me juiced? Look, this college football tonight's got me juiced, and this was going to happen, Bob. And after just finding out his name's Magacorn and not Maga.com, it's the first time I've noticed that. But you talk about the show prep on Fridays.
There's no dot in there either. That's the other thing. You just imagine that. There's an R and an N, so I can see the blending of that. Okay, but there is no.
When was your last trip to the eye doctor, Tito?
January. But listen,
really? Ooh.
Yeah,
I need a new doctor.
I got the diabetes. It said if it was MAGA.com, that's why I thought there was a dot in there.
Elderly people, while slow and dangerous behind the wheel, still can serve a purpose. It's Lloyd Christmas right there.
Yeah, it is Megacorn.
I didn't need
I know.
you getting 3 inches from the screen
3 inches.
to confirm that.
If you think that's 3 inches, Bob, you've been lying to people your whole life.
That's true.
So anyway, yeah, it's I have a fear, Bobby, that, and I'll do the Schlegs tonight. I will set 7 alarms because I worry that I'll be up so late. I feel like I'll probably fall asleep watching football, and I hope like hell my phone has enough juice in it.
No, don't give me the Schlegs.
No, I'm not. I'll be here. I
forgot to set my alarm and my phone died. Well, which was it? Because if your phone died, it doesn't matter whether you set an alarm or did you set the alarm or whatever. Did you just sleep through it? There's a litany of options. None of what you told me was probably the truth.
You oversleep tomorrow, Tito?
Yeah.
Your Highness for an hour.
Oh, Your Highness. Bob, J-Dog makes a good point. I don't think your maturity is tied to your age. I think it's your hair length.
Listen, I cut my hair in 2012. Ron Burgundy, 13. I cut in 13 at the Buckeye Cruise, February in 13. Well, believe me, I've done a lot of immature things between now and then.
Okay, but you did more immature things with long hair. Fair?
Probably true.
Yeah.
But there was a stretch there from 13 to 18 where I made a lot of bad decisions. It was very impulsive. Maybe even up to 2 or 3 years ago.
No.
I'm trying to change. I learned in Rocky IV that if I can change and you can change, everybody can change.
Did I tell you what Artie said to me at practice Monday?
About the choosing to be offended?
Yeah. I told you about that then. Okay, yeah. I come up and told you.
I called him skinny.
He said,
I remember. Tito. Yeah, you told the story over the air, I think, even.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I showed him how to do it. Artie's one of our better listeners.
Right,
I showed him we're working on this pass, a little quick screen pass. You got to take the step back with your right foot, open your hips, and then throw to the quarterback. He literally, I watched 2 other kids do it, and then he reversed out and spun around. I go, when did I do any of that? I was like, I know that probably looks sweeter, but it took way more time, and it's not nearly as efficient.
Yeah,
he just looked back at me. I'm like, no, do what I told you to do.
I heard about it. It was last night, right, when that happened? Yeah.
Yes.
I heard about that. That was funny.
I was like, when did I do any of those things?
I loved it when he would do something like last year, and I'd say, Artie, you can't throw the ball that way. He said, why? It's like how Mahomes throws it. I said, no, Artie, we're not doing this.
100%. When I listen to people, yeah. When I was teaching my son how to take on a double team, I was trying to find stuff online. And he's like, Dad, I found these videos of Aaron Donald. I go, nope, not watching those because that guy does it different than everybody else. So you're not going to be allowed to do that ever. All time. 9 straight all pros. Okay? Not you.
Artie, you looked more like Dylan Raiola than you did Pat Mahomes on that throw, okay? Let's just be smart about this.
Oh, it's amazing.
I can't wait for tomorrow. Thank you to all the juicers again being in the chat. We love that and love communicating with you. Bodie, Bobby, Albert Breer. Guys, tomorrow we're going to have Lee Sterling on, and Your Highness will be here tomorrow. Morning Juice.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Dangers rarely lie out in the open, so no matter where you live, it's important to know harmful pests can hide in and around your home.
Here I come!
Rodents and cockroaches are drawn to food waste and garbage.
I know you're out here.
Ticks lurk in tall grasses, and mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water.
I can hear you.
Rodents, ticks, and mosquitoes can all spread dangerous diseases.
I gotcha.
Seek the facts you need at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.